Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and I'd like to welcome you back to this week's Whips, Bits and Chat. Right, so what have I got up for you today? There is, of course, our video roundup. What are we going to do with those Stitch a Week squares? The fact that I actually escaped the house and went shopping. Now, what did I buy? Was it yarn? Or was it something else? And of course, a cheeky delivery that I'll tell you about and tease you with and then show you next week. Right, so let's get on with the rest of the video. Right, so now for our video roundup. So for this week, there was 3 videos that went out and 2 lives. The first video was how to make a double magic ring loop. Okay, I've put it like that because some people call it a double magic ring, some call it a magic loop. So this way round, I think I've got you all covered. It's a nice little quick one. It's only an 8-minute video, so it's something quick you can watch and you can pop on repeat. Oops, sorry. Yeah, on repeat until it sinks in. In my case, it'll take 3 weeks. Right, the next video up was a Stitch a Week, and it is stitch number 1, which is the cobblestone. I will discuss that a little bit more with you in a bit more detail later on. The third video up was our Throwback Friday. Now this was number 47. Now the videos that I chose for this week were from last year, of course, and this was the week that shall not be named ever again. Okay, this is the COVID week. So this was when I was trying to act normal, trying to act all happy and healthy, but I was rough as out, proper rough. But that's it. No more discussions about that. Don't even comment about it in the comment section below. Right, then we had our lives, and oh, they were fun. They really were fun. The first one was, of course, 2022 first evening live, new day, same time. Okay, so in there we spoke about lots of different bits and pieces, including, of course, the Stitch a Week set and some other bits and pieces. And then on the daytime live, and this may run over, we spoke about lots of other bits and pieces as well, and we had a good old giggle. A couple of guys, couple of the girls actually won this month's winner only pattern. Okay, now the winner on the evening live actually got to choose the pattern because there was only the one winner. So congratulations, darling. I wonder, have you started it yet? And then of course we had 4 winners of the pattern on the afternoon live. So if you want to get your hands on this the winner only pattern, pop over to the lives. Now links to all the videos I've spoken about will be in the I button up there, or if I run out of room, they'll be in the description box and down below. Right, so now on to what have I been up to this week? Well, of course, as some of you know, because I've spoken about it a couple of times now, I released the very first square of the Stitch a Week. Okay, now this is going to be a year-long cow, so if you want to join in, come and join us. Basically, we are going to be making a different stitch a week for the next 50-ish weeks. Okay, it will depend on how many more I can find. So far I've recorded 5 videos, so we've got the next 5 weeks worth of makes to go. So that'll keep you going for a little bit, and I plan to get some more made this coming week and the week after, and try and basically get the whole set out. So within the next 2 months I should be able to show you the completed blanket. Yes, I want to get it done. I'm a nightmare. Stick to a project and keep going till it's done. But no, in this regards, this one here is the cobblestone, and of course this is a week 1. Now that is a 2-row repeat. And each one of these stripes is a set of repeats, basically. That I did it that way so that I could carry my yarn up alongside, so that when it comes to sewing it all together and we pop borders on them and things like that, that will be covered, so you won't see it, so it's not an issue. And it means then that you've only got 4 ends to sew in on this instead of a lot more. I'm not going to spoil it and tell you what the next week's one is, but what I will say is next week's square is slightly bigger than this one. About week 3's is the same size. But there are going to be mixed sized squares in this. Now, if you don't like the idea of big and small squares, and don't panic, for the majority of them I will tell you the stitch count. And your multiples, so that you can make your starting chain whatever length you need to make sure that your squares match. But I'm doing this to try and take myself out of my own comfort zone of everything having to match. Okay, so it's more for me as well as you as well, because it means then when I create a new pattern with a certain stitch, I've automatically got the video there to link within the written pattern or the tutorial on the page. But basically there will be links to each of the stitches used within them videos, but that'll be later on in the year. Right, so now it's the best bit. It is time for your photos, of course. Because the square is such a small little square, I've been really lucky. I received 2 photos this week. So what I'm going to do is tell you who they're from, what yarn they used if I know it, or any of the details, and then I will show you the photograph. Right, so the very first one up is from our cheeky Sabrina Mellinger, and she used a James C. Barrett baby and marble DK yarn. I don't know what the hook size is. I would assume that would be a 3.5 to a 4. She is using her scrap yarn. From all the different projects that she has done last year and the year before, or however long she stocks, she keeps hold of her offcuts of yarn. Now she's doing this so that not only will she have a sample blanket with lots of different stitches in, but it'll also be all different types of yarn that she's used throughout the year. So that she has a memory blanket as much as a sample blanket. Now I love that idea, so I'm nicking it as well. So and now my squares will be all different colours and not just stuck the same. So here is her photo. The next square up, I actually nicked the image off of Facebook, because our cheeky crafty moo, aka Sarah, posted it up there for me to nick. Now she has used 2 different colours of yarn. I'm not too sure whether it's a cotton based yarn or what type of yarn it is, because she didn't write that and I forgot to ask her before recording. But the yarn that she has used has really shown off the stitch definition beautifully. So here's a look at her picture. I hope you like it, because I know I do. Right, so earlier this week my youngest got to go on a school trip. Now she is 16, and they went to Harry Potter World over in London. I was so jealous. Yes, I really wanted to go, because we haven't been for quite a while, so there's a lot of new stuff that they've added in. Well, she was unsure whether 20 quid was value for money for the ticket and the travel expenses, until I told her it was going to cost us 50 quid for one person. For her, if we went on our own outside of a school trip, it was going to cost 50 quid a head. So at that, she skipped off happily onto the bus and went off with the change of the 50 quid it would have cost us, so that she could have some spending money while she was there. Well, she came back, and of course she had to do it. She came back with a box of jelly beans, the every flavour jelly beans. I can't think of the technical term for it, but I've had 3. And so far, I had one that tasted like soil, one that was really nice, it was strawberry, but the last one, oh dear, that last one, a lavender soap. There was flashbacks of when I was a kid and I swore round my nan's and she washed my mouth out with soap because it was the same flipping flavour. It was horrible. But at least I didn't get the bogey one or the poo one or any other dog food I think my husband got. I think he wished he could have fed that one to Liam. Right, so as I told you last week, my big sis gave me a present, which was her old Suzek's Big Shot manual die cutting and embossing machine. Now she'd given it to me, but I had no dies, I had no paper or anything else with it, just the plates and the machine. But do you know what, I was super chuffed anyway. Right, so I've come home and on Thursday I went for a little shopping trip because I had to drop my daughter off at school, but she was only in for 2 hours, so it was really pointless travelling 30 minutes home and then 30 minutes back. I'd have had enough time to get in, have a cuppa, let the dog in the garden, and then I'd have had to have left. Well, hubby had taken the dog to work with him, so I jumped in the car, dropped her off at school, and then popped into 2 shops in Cheltenham. The first one was on the industrial estate, and it's the one that I lovingly call the mortgage shop. Because if I'm going in to buy wool, I feel like I need a second mortgage to afford their prices. But that's Hobbycraft for you, isn't it? So I popped into Hobbycraft to see what they had in the sales section, because at this moment in time, most of the Hobbycraft stores and online running their Christmas discounts, where they're getting rid of all of the Christmas stock that they would either have to store and try and flog next year or just bin. So they've got their sales up. So I managed to pick up some dies for my machine from there, which I was pretty chuffed about. And I got some paper, so at least now I can do some. I can actually test it out and see if I can work it. Well, once I'd done that, I'd grab myself a cup of coffee, jump back in the car, and then I popped over to the range, because the range in Cheltenham is just the next industrial estate along. So it's really cool, and it's massive because they've recently moved. And so I've popped in there and I've gone into their arts and crafts section, where I found some more dies. So yeah, I spent Christmas money. I didn't do too badly actually, because I've been told that dies normally come in anything for the decent ones, anything from a £5 to £10 per set. And as you can see by the photos I'm about to show you, I got quite a few, and in total I only spent 40 quid, so I'm really chuffed with the amount that I got and for the amount of money that I spent. Although I could have saved myself some money or got even more paper if I hadn't bought it from Hobbycraft and I'd actually just waited until I got into the range. Ugh. Oh well, it doesn't matter, I've got some fun stuff to do later on today with it. Right, so a little bit of insider information. If you're in the UK and you, like me, like crochet books, and you haven't had a chance to pop in to the works yet, I would suggest you do. Some of the stores have got some extra discounts that they're not showing online at the moment. Right, so the first one is Mindful Crochet. They have got this down to £2 in the store. Now if you want to have a look at this, I have already made a video showing you the patterns inside. Now for 2 quid, even if there's only the one pattern you like, it's definitely worth the purchase. The next one up is crocheted hats and scarves. Again, I've got this one already on the channel, so you can have a nose through. Now this one again is priced in at only £2. I wish I'd waited a year, I really do. And then online, the Making Crochet Blankets is priced in at £5, so it's still the same price as I paid last year, but the recommended retail on this is $14.99. so if you go to other stores, other bookshops, and that's what they'll charge you. So I thought I'd give you a heads up on that. I will pop a link in the description box down below that will take you through to theworks.co.uk, and I will also pop in a link to the 2 videos, or 3 videos depending on what they are, the book videos. I will pop the link to that also in the description box down below. Right, so if you hadn't noticed, I am being naughty. I'm being an enabler. I can't even get the word out. I'm being an enabler and trying to get you to spend your Christmas money like I'm doing. Right, so a couple of other interesting places to spend your cash. If you're outside of the UK, don't forget to check them magazines that come through your door over in Australia for Spotlight. They have got more sales on. They've filled up the bins so that you can get your hands on lots and lots of squishy goodness at really nice prices. And also, if you are in America, Joann's have their yarn clearance on. So go for it, go and see if you can find some cool sticker priced items, and don't forget, shove the info in the Facebook page, because I'd love to see the sort of prices that you guys get to pay for yarn when I have to pay near on full price. Right, now for that little tease. I put an order in on New Year's Eve, so of course here in the UK delivery companies don't start working until a couple of days later, so I popped an order in at the Secret Yarn Stash and it arrived to me at the end of this week. In total, it had gone out for delivery and arrived to me in under 3 days. Yay! So I'm going to show you a picture of it, but I can't tell you any more than that. You're going to have to wait for the video. Right, so for those of you that are new to the channel and that don't know, I absolutely love the Secret Yarn Stash. Their prices on certain yarns, actually on all yarns, are cheaper than other big box stores and other online providers. That is why I like to shout them out every now and then, because of course I like it when we can get our yarn at a cheaper price just by shopping elsewhere. Now there is a link in the description box and down below, which is an affiliated link, so if you use that and place an order, I will get a little bit of a kickback. Now last year's kickback, I actually used that to purchase the yarn for the poppies, and I may end up doing something similar this year, or using that money to purchase yarn for prizes later on in the year. Haven't quite decided yet. Now I'm sorry to say, but delivery is only really to mainland UK and Northern Ireland at the moment, because of course with Britain, with us leaving the EU and postal prices and things like that, it sort of outprices the packages and the wool basically by getting it sent abroad. But delivery prices to the UK are on par with everywhere else. And she also stocks the Max the Koala kit. Hold on, where is he? Where are you hiding, mister? There he is. Haha! She also has the Max the Koala kit, which has all the yarn that you need to make that massive blanket behind. Now the Max the Koala kit is priced in at £7 plus a postage and packaging. So why not pop over, have a nose and see if there's any yarn that she stocks that you like the look of. Right, that's it for me for today. I'm going to have to leg it before you lot tell me off. Right, I will see you all really soon. If you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now, everybody. Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and I would like to welcome you back to Brain Fart Weekend.